Would you look at that? Here comes the sun.
No.
You couldn't even say it. You couldn't even say it.
I cracked as I was taking it out.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. We checked in, and the pro shop attendant said there are no other idiots on the golf course today, which I think implies that we would be idiots.
Yeah.
But look, it's our only day in Liverpool, and where exactly are we, James? What is this golf course?
We are at Allerton Manor Golf Club, formerly Allerton Park Golf Club, the golfing home of the Beatles.
This is an earn it day.
I think it is
You gotta earn it.
genuinely supposed to get better pretty quickly if we want to wait like 10 minutes here. I think you'd need a yellow submarine to get through that pool of standing water.
God.
Well, if you were walking through this golf course and you wanted to get to John Lennon's house, there's a walkway sort of, I think, over this way.
A thin pitching wedge would
Yeah.
get to his backyard.
Yeah, 8-iron for you, pitching wedge for me, but you know.
Woo! Cutting a corner. Oh. Tapped it in for Darren. That's par.
Paul was looking for work, and Allerton Park, now Allerton Manor, was hiring caddies. They you know, would bring in all the local kids, and they would pay, I believe he said 15 shillings a bag. Not particularly good with the currency rate, but I don't think that's very much money. But at the time it was. So he came out here a couple times and sat in the yard, and he could never get a loop. So he said he gave up after that. But yeah, there's a world where maybe we could have gotten a Paul McCartney love affair with golf if only he'd gotten his first round on the bag. As a former caddy, I can tell you, that's how it happened, so. All right, so legend has it that Paul used to walk through this golf course to get to John's house. Paul's house is sort of out in this direction. John's house is about 100 yards straight in front of us. And that was apparently what Paul would do. He would come out here, cut through the course. He got caught a couple times, apparently stopped by security. There's something about it. I feel like you can picture Paul running through here, you know, guitar slung over his shoulder, you know, some sort of song idea, something that would become, you know, a #1 hit, a song that everyone knew, and running literally right through this path, right out there, to share that with John. It's cool. I don't know. There's something about it. You feel like you can feel it under your feet.
Everything that you can attach to the Beatles, which is literally everything, they do here, and that's kind of the name of the game at this golf course.
We're at the childhood home of John Lennon, right here, through this door. You can access it with tickets now, but it's closed today.
Getting my pics to send home to Mom. Pretty cool.
Think about how many stories, how many songs came out of this place, you know?
That is kind of wild.
Like, just this brick and mortar building, it's just crazy to think about. Like, so many #1 hits.
Up the street here, you run into the Cavern Quarter, which is where
Named for the Cavern Club.
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
That's everything there. There's Beatles insignia everywhere, and that's where people are trying to kind of become the Beatles. That's where the live music happens. This is the Thoughtfully Cafe. I was trying to think thoughtfully about you guys, so I'm bringing you the Thoughtfully Cafe. It's my favorite cafe in Liverpool. And they have Dalmatians out front.
The real show's right
White James.
Eat with a fork and knife. Just an absolute psycho move.
Sorry, I'm just trying to be proper in this environment. Right? Just wait. The real show's coming.
James, that is the liver bird, the symbol of the English city of Liverpool. You're gonna see it everywhere. You also, you see it on Sir Paul McCartney's crest. The liver bird is playing a guitar.
Just strumming a little blackbird out.
And you also see it in the crest logo of Royal Liverpool Golf Club, which is where we are headed.
Oh yeah?
Right now. He's never had played links golf before. You got any tips?
Get a good sandwich.
Get a good sandwich.
He doesn't have the hands that I have, so he doesn't know about it.
Boy. Oh, we can look at each other.
From a truck.
I couldn't.
Came out to speak to us about golf. That's so awesome.
I couldn't actually tell the golf club that he was referring to. The Scouse accent is tricky when they get going quickly.
Lease? That was what it sounded like he was saying, something to that degree.
It's between Wallasey, which is where we're playing Wednesday, and Hoylake, which is where we're going now.
All right, let's look this up. 4.2 stars.
Unheralded. Maybe that's where we go on Saturday morning.
That seems like it could be a good spot. Oh, look at this photo. This might have been the guy we just saw here. Check this out. That's some proper links golf right there. What do I need to know about Hoylake versus Liverpool?
I guess what's sort of interesting about this place is like they went about 60 years without hosting opens. Then they got the 06 Open and the 14 Open, won by Tiger and Rory. And so to them, they're batting 1,000 in terms of major champions that come from their golf course. But it's super important to this place because they know what it's like to go decades without hosting an Open. They want to host one every 6 or 7 or 8 years. They probably think they're going to get 2027, at least from the members I've talked to. Maybe that announcement comes this week, but they're already looking forward to whatever the next one is. This is the second hole.
Wow, I was not expecting to be that close to just the middle of town.
Sir, how you had a workout today? Thank you.
Thanks so much. 25,000 pounds for this. I wouldn't go a shilling over 15. All right.
We have a tee time at 4:30. West Lancashire Golf Club, aka West Lancs, aka where Sergio and Graham McDowell tried but failed to qualify for this, the 151st Open. Right. So we're going to show them how to play that golf course.
Yeah, Josh, you smoked that thing.
I think it's okay.
What's up?
Launch party!
Turn left, just a little.
Notice only Midwest guys tuck their shirts in these days? No one else wants to look nice on the golf course?
Coastal elites.
Why don't you guys just put your hat backwards while you're at it?
Oh, get out of there.
Right in the
Get out of there.
Get in it. We need more ponds here too. We need more man-made lakes. That's what we need.
What are our predictions?
I've got McIlroy. Hatton.
Oh, you take the best player in the world?
No, but he's just gonna win it. He's
Hatton's
gonna win.
Tyrrell!
Yeah.
He's silent. He's probably got the real pick.
He's not winning his club show like he's
It's all about the swing.
Right, thanks. Good speaking to you. See you
Yeah,
later.
cheers.
See you later. Good luck.
See you, boys. Dog leg left.
Darren is 5 yards away. Putt for par.
I feel bad. I was talking to you. Now we're in that awkward spot, like 60 yards away. Like, we're really gonna go help him.
It's like holding the door for someone that's just a little too
Oh
far.
yeah, guys, we'll be right there.
Mondays can be kind of it's a question mark day, right? Everyone's arriving. Guys coming in from the Scottish. You guys were coming in from the Scottish Open. Me and Josh were coming from the States. Darren got here last night. So how it prepared me was, well, I didn't really sleep, and we had a little bit of a hold up at the airport, so did not spend as much time at Hoylake today as we would have wanted. But then it turns into, okay, outlast the red eye, get out and play some golf, enjoy the night, get some food, get some sleep, and then Tuesday is really when tournament week feels like it really starts.
Monday's just a cute day. I mean, you got guys deciding to hit 3 balls off a tee.
It's a bonus day. This is the best spot to watch on the course. The hill. You can see, wow, overwhelming. It's such a flat piece of property, you can basically see every shot on the course from right here. And you can see the mud flats in the distance and all the little islands. Josh, you should get a summer house out there. Too far. You have to walk
Too
through
gloomy.
all that mud every day.
What's your go-to like sneaky insider nugget about the broadcast? Since you're a hot mic guy.
My sneaky insider nugget. I'll give you 2 insider nuggets.
Made up.
Nick Faldo is back on television. He was hired by NBC for this week. Basically, he's just kind of obsessed with working, so he couldn't retire, didn't want to retire, so he came back out of retirement for this. That's one. And the second insider nugget, that Trey Wingo, remember him? Old ESPN guy. He is also a golf sicko and is going to be doing sort of like a Manning cast / Red Zone style broadcast on Peacock. So there's a lot of like stuff happening around it, but normally we get like 1 or 2 pieces of tech innovation. I just don't think for this tournament that happens very often because of the way the golf courses are. So
Morning.
I think, are we going this way?
You can go to the course that way.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Matt, a couple months ago.
Yeah, how are you? Keeping it all right?
Yeah, doing well.
Good,
How
good.
you doing?
I was just asking him on the way in right now. I said, what's a good TV nugget this week? And he said, Nick Faldo's here.
Yeah.
Faldo's back. And then a minute later, well, there he is.
Magnetic, it's the magnetic mind, you see.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm just a fan.
How are you doing, all
Nice to
right?
meet you, sir.
There you go, I've got
Hi
hands
boys.
full. All right.
Would you mind taking
Sure,
a
yeah.
photo with my
Go take a
grandson?
picture of the front of the silly tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stop smiling, please.
Classic example of me just having absolutely no capacity to see famous people in any setting. Literally talking about the guy walking past him.
Well, to be fair, he just looked like he got off the tractor. Like, just walking
Oh, yeah.
across this in like jeans. I'm like, oh, that guy looks exactly like Nick Faldo.
Yeah.
Initial reaction, too many pop bunkers. Looks way too hard.
Yeah.
Way too hard. This grass, this rough is too long. They need to mow that.
Yeah. Where are the lakes here? You know?
Not a lot of man-made lakes. We're
Yeah.
big fans of man-made lakes. No, but in all seriousness, the coolest part of the Open, just the grandstand. 18's right here. You have a walk like that nowhere else in golf. It's just pretty epic. Even media, you have like an inside the ropes band for 18 specifically because they don't let everyone through there. That's one of the cool spots you'll see.
Josh,
all
now
week.
that you say this, I'm looking at that grandstand, and I have never seen a grandstand of that size in my entire life. Come on, man. You've seen a little bit of the golf course this
Yeah.
week already. Do you have any first impressions?
It's a lot greener than it was in 2006. If you go back and watch the Woods highlights in 06, it has a brown. One of the gentlemen used to be the head of the R&A would refer to it as biscuit brown. If you think of a biscuit over here, like that color defines links golf on a warm summer. They've had a lot of rain here and it has not been that warm. This is the one spot in the world that it feels like they have not had record-breaking heat in the summer. And as you see the fairway behind us, it's green. It was more like this in 14, but not even this green. So you'll see some balls stop, whereas in 06 it was landed short and the balls ran up. This golf course doesn't have one of those defining characteristics like there are 100 plus bunkers and they're all really deep and penal. There's plenty of that. The course meanders and moves a little bit. It's not all by the water. It doesn't go all the way out and back in like some of the courses in the Rota do. But you get by 9 through 12, and you get some of the sand dunes and some of the feel of links golf, which is pretty cool. And then the 17th hole is going to be talked about, I think, all week. If we get wind, which is so much a factor in this championship, the wind straight in, off the ocean, off the sea, on a par 3 that has, I'd say about 60% of the green is a place you can land it. The rest of the green, it's going to run off into some dastardly bunkers or some runoffs. I think 17 is going to be a really pivotal hole where guys can make anything from a 2 to a 5 or a 6. So it's going to keep a lot of pressure on.
Scenic short par 3 17. It's kind of a, from here an infinity green just goes off into the ocean beyond, and if you take a quick look there and then just rotate kind of 45 degrees over there, you see a shed. That's where I hit my tee shot when we played here last summer. Video credit to Sean's eye.
It was the best, worst shot I've ever seen.
It was unforgettable.
Among the worst shots, it was the best.
Unforgettable.
Remember, you want to tell the people what my score was on this hole?
Sean would like me to tell you that he made birdie here.
There, Scotty, what have you made about one or two of the kind of specific facets of this course, maybe particularly the new 17th?
Yeah, that's another one of those holes. I was talking to a few of the guys earlier today. There's not really a high percentage play. You just have to hit a really good shot, and if you don't, I mean, I would say missing left of the green's a little bit better than right. That bunker's pretty treacherous on the right, but as far as that hole goes, I'm just going to try and hit a really good shot, and that's pretty much all you can do.
If you look around, we're missing something very important to our Open Championship experience: umbrellas. So we're gonna go get prepared. So we're gonna walk around the course later this afternoon, and we're gonna need umbrellas.
With official merchandise correspondent Josh Burhow. He knows all the good spots before you've even been there.
I actually don't go with people anymore because sometimes they're like, "Hey, you want to go merch tent?"
It's a little overwhelming.
I like to do my own thing. I like to be there. It's kind of like Costco. You don't want to be rushed, you know. You want to make sure you get exactly what you need. So
you'd gone all week without making a really bad dad comment until you just said that Costco thing.
So
you want one for every day of the week.
There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Well, there's at least one person who's surviving out here. No umbrella, no vision blocker to speak of. It's our boy Tom Kim. Out here, if he plays like he did last week, he's going to be noticed by a lot more people. But yeah, interesting to see. No umbrella, not for the caddy, not for the player. Just vibing out here, rain jacket on.
Might be harsh. I don't think McIlroy has it in him to win a major. That's harsh. I don't think he has.
From a Northern Irishman.
Yep.
What is the Northern Irish sentiment towards Rory?
Love him.
Love him. And you do too.
Not a big fan, but
but others do.
But I think he's Ireland's greatest athlete ever. So I respect him.
Yeah. All right. So see Vic, and then you can see the pin behind him. it's just all OB on that grind. So he basically has to play this now like a dogleg par 4, short par 4. Hit it well out to the left. I think you're going to need a hard hat if you're standing on the left side of this hole because no one wants to mess with that internal OB. How's it going?
Good. Enjoying it?
What do you think of that internal OB on 18?
It's a little dicey.
1, 2, 3, 4 paces.
Less than 4.
Fairway to internal out of bounds along the 18th hole.
That's crazy.
Kind of right where maybe like a layup would be if you have a 2-shot lead on the 72nd hole of the Open Championship. Very, very nervy. That's one of the cute things about Hoylake though. This used to be a racetrack that would go around here. Literal horses running into town and running around the 3rd hole. I don't think you can hate it because it's 150 years old, Dylan.
If you're a horse, it's not like you're allowed to run on the inside.
150 years of existence here. That's the kind of quirk that you get in an Open.
I feel like they're going to make out of bounds left after somebody either gets hit, because guys are going to hit it left.
Totally.
They're going to hit it over the fence. It's a great angle. It's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because you can just kind of bounce it off that bleacher or whatever.
yeah, I mean, it's like, it's going to be downwind.
The tee shot or the second shot?
I mean,
the
both.
whole way up.
It just like, if you were a member here and
Yeah.
you played that win, I think you would always kind of aim there.
Yeah. My love for the Open Championship drop zones has only increased after that short-sided number right of 17. Really like that. Dastardly. I'm excited for the week. It's a way different golf course than 2006, 2014.
It's a different golf course
Greener.
than 9 months ago, 3 months
That
ago.
internal OB on 18 is really tight. It's going to get weird on that hole.
My favorite moment of the day was a sad moment, kind of. We get out to the 17th tee and there's Ernie who flips his wedge into the front left bunker. And he just kind of like put his head down. I was like, all right, give me the 60. I'm going to go hit from that sand dune. It's just kind of the sad state of like what the 17th is. It's like, if you miss that green, you're screwed.
I saw Brandel Chambly, who gave me a pretty hard time about the fact that I've not driven a car on the wrong side of the road, or the opposite side of the road here. Brandel, I will do that. Yeah. It might be your car, Brandel. You don't know that yet, but yeah.
When I was on 17, I rode about 17 on the left side. I sat there and watched like 4 or 5 groups come through. And it was kind of fun watching all like the local folk like pretty much cackle or comment on everyone trying to play the hole. And like one guy basically said like he would hate to have this be his home course. Whoa. Another guy for the hole. Another guy said like, you know, you're trying to figure out where you want to hit each shot, and they were betting on who's going to actually, what guys off the tee were actually going to hit it where. They didn't know who the players were, but I mean they were just having a good old time at the Open.
One big chug and then one tiny chug. That should get you in the heart of the harp.
How's that look?
Not even close.
I did good.
Ooh. Nope, you didn't do it, Dylan. That's better. James is closest, but no winners. All right, Darren, your turn.
Wait, are you closer than me?
Yeah.
I do not agree, but
Yeah, he's definitely close.
No. Dylan's closer.
Yeah, Dylan's closer.
Wow, as the foam settles, Dylan is the winner. Congratulations.
The thing about what we're doing here is, for a movie like this to work, ideally we would be famous or in some way interesting. So that is kind of that's the dilemma here. That's the challenge. I don't know if we're up to it, but you guys decide.
My prediction is that 16 under is going to win again. Same score Rory shot. I think the course is going to play a little too soft for it to have a lot of teeth. We're gonna need wind. We'll get some wind, but I think like 66 on Thursday is your leader.
You think it's that low, even though par went from 72 to 71?
Look, that's a great question.
Josh, it's an excellent point. That's
think-
why I'm here. Because, as Jon Rahm pointed out yesterday, Tiger and Rory would have, shot 12, 13 under?
Yeah.
With 10 being a par 4 instead of par 5. With that in mind, I like, what'd you say, Sean? 16 under?
Yeah.
God, I think that's spot on. 14. Can be down to 14. Drops on the line, 16 under.
Yeah, and you know who's gonna do it? Xander Schauffele.
Let's go. Think about it. I'm pro hoodie, but like, how often are these guys utilizing the hood part? And if never, what's the point? Just style? Pro hoodie. It's like I don't like what you're saying, but I'll defend the hell out of your right to say it. I like your hoodie, but I don't necessarily agree functionally with the utility. I mean, it's like old school. It looks like they made it in like 8 different pieces. It looks as though every 10 years they were like, let's add another wing, you know? We need another turret.
Seems like he's caddied and finished. He's just like omnipresently around Liverpool and the surrounding areas.
Sean
so.
like ran into him at a train station. But he's in good form. He's one of the best links players in the world.
I wonder, like, if you're playing, you're playing this quote unquote home game. There's that kind of pressure that comes with that,
There's an expectation. Yeah, I mean, these guys try really hard to make every tournament feel generally the same, dial in their approach, but this week, more fans, more attention.
I'm curious to know how he views all of that. I mean, I'm sure he thinks it's an advantage to know this course as well as he does.
Yeah.
But, everything that comes with that.
Tommy, I know there's obviously some element of this that's an advantage for you, knowing the golf course, knowing the area, having so much support. But I'm wondering, is there a part of you that feels like all of this attention might be a little bit of a disadvantage?
No, I think I don't know the course that well. I haven't played it as many times as I would like, but I do know it better than most. Obviously, I've played here as a junior and stuff. And then, I haven't played it at all since the last Open. I think when it's an event that is so close to home, obviously it comes with its own mental challenges, with your own expectations, with everybody else's. But it would be silly and daft to look at or try and find negative elements to do with that. It's an amazing feeling playing in front of so much support and having that, and I think it's very special. And if you're it would be really, really silly to not go out with the aim to enjoy it and embrace it and see what you can do out there. I would like to play well. I'll be disappointed and I'll be upset if I don't. But you also have to realise that there's certain things about the week that are very special and focus on them as well.
They pulled the sand down from the face so that the ball will not have like an upslope that players can get under. So the ball will come down into this little bit of a bowl. And so you see guys like Harry Diamond throwing it against the face so that it sits in that bowl. And it's like, hey, this is what we're going to find out there on the course. You need to practice these really hard shots where you get the ball elevated from a really soft lie. It's fun watching Rory work his way through it. And you're just going to get screwed at some point. And it's kind of like handling those breaks of the game that keep you from making triple bogey and maybe keep a 5 in play. But I'm seeing all kinds of caddies kind of like throw their guys up against the bunker faces. Jordan Spieth earlier, like ran into the bunker face with his hip, almost fell backwards because it was such a tricky lie that Greller had set him up with. And it's those kind of things that you practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because you know you'll see it Thursday through Sunday.
Sorry.
Yeah. 3 steps on the right side of 3. You know, I was actually watching the Open YouTube channel, and Adam Hayes, Jon Rahm's caddy, said from the tee box, it's like a 254 cover, I think, on this line. So if you get downwind, driver.
What if you hit this hill right here, though, Sean?
Hit it and go over.
And if we were playing Golden Tee, boom, send it
Yeah.
right down this little pathway here. Firm bounce.
You don't see enough Golden Tee creativity out here from the pros.
Or someone like I don't really, I know Phil, but you can't really relate to him. But when I see someone like Shane, obviously Shane has an unbelievable career, but like I've known him a long time, and so it's easier for me to relate. I've played practice runs with him, and all of a sudden he's going like, I've seen, like, and you feel, you kind of match it up, and you're like, oh wait a second, like, I can do this too. I do think it makes a difference. You see it over the years. I do. It's just, you know, confidence and a little belief goes a long way in this game, and it's just, you know, a little shot here and there, and all of a sudden seeing that happen, and kind of you can picture yourself. I think that's probably it. When you see someone you know do it, you can kind of picture yourself being in the situation a little bit more, and I think that's what kind of leads to it. But yeah, we'll see.
So something really cool about all the clubs over here is they have artisans clubs, which are essentially a group of locals who trade their skills, like plumbers, electricians, welders, for tee times. And it's really like, if you can get in that group, you don't have to pay the full membership price, you still get access to the course for tee times. And it's just really like a bunch of cool blue-collar dudes. And the one here at Royal Liverpool, the Village Play Club, is supposed to be the second oldest in the world. They celebrated their 125th anniversary in 2020.
My next door neighbour was an artisan, and I said, look, I've just started playing golf, is there any chance? I said, put a letter in, I'll propose you, Chris Petty will second you, but you'll have to wait, which I understood. My brother-in-law got in the year before me, and I got a knock on the door one night. Chris Paddy, who I'd been to school with, he just went, you're in. So I stood there, I said, in where? He goes, you're in the Village Play. And then you're joking, he goes, no, committee meeting Thursday, bring your money, pay your subs, you can play from tonight. You've been approved.
So what kind of tee time access do you guys get?
Well, during the week, we can actually book a time between 12 o'clock and 4 o'clock. We can book 2 times if available. Any morning, by agreement, we can tee off before 7:45. And in the afternoon and summer, we can tee off generally after 4 o'clock without having to book. I mean, I only live a 10-minute walk from the 10th tee. I can come down here, go to our clubhouse, pick my clubs up, 6 o'clock in the evening, go to the first tee, and I won't see anybody. Or I might see another artisan, or 4 of us might come out and play. We are very strict. We realise what we've got here, we don't take it for granted.
Prediction, who's going to win?
Do you know something I'd love? We've got Matty Jordan, who's a local player.
Yeah.
He's first off. I'd love it if he came top 10. I'd like Tommy Fleetwood to win it if Rory doesn't. It's a varied list, but Tommy Fleetwood's fairly local. He's a great lad. Be a popular choice. I actually do think, out of all of them, I think Koepka has got the greatest chance at the Americans.
The only thing I think that's really cool is I went from LACC red eye to Chicago red eye to Manchester, 1 hour taxi straight to the clubhouse at Hoylake, and the first person I saw putting on the putting green was Matthew Jordan, local kid, member here, careers it in the sectional qualifier, and now he gets to hit the first tee ball of the Open. It's kind of dreamlike stuff, just also extremely nerve-wracking. I have a little bit of anxiety over that, and I'm not even hit the tee ball myself. So, who's winning, and what's the final score?
Who's winning?
Rory's winning.
Rory's winning. He's going to be 9 under.
Unanimous support for Rory McIlroy?
Yeah,
Pretty
9
confident,
under.
yeah.
If it's not Rory, it's going to be Cam Smith.
Fowler. All right.
Everyone's going for Rory.
That's the first Ricky that I've heard.
I'm going Cam Smith.
Cam Smith,
21
repeat
under.
champion. 21. New record. Wow. All right.
I'll go Matt Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick. Nice. You like McIlroy to win?
I think he was 17 under last time.
Yeah.
So we'll go for 18.
Go for 18? All right.
I mean, the conditions are perfect for him.
I really like Victor Holtman. I think he's a class player. And I don't know if he's going to win it or not. He's got a good chance though.
All right, so he's pro Vic, but iffy on Vic.
Matty Jordan, all the way. Local,
local lad.
Local lad.
We're taking
Rory.
predictions. Rory.
Big Rose.
All right. Scotty. What's the winning score going to be? 12 under. 12 under Scotty.
5 under Rory.
There is a Tiger here, not Tiger Woods. Tiger Christensen, a 19-year-old from Germany, and had a nice chat with him. Fun guy, interesting background. His parents are out here. His girlfriend, his buddy Felix.
Confirmed named after Tiger Woods.
Named 50-50 after Tiger Woods, and his father Alex had a really good buddy who was a boxer who was named Tiger. When you think of Tiger, you think of like very focused golf upbringing. You think of how disciplined and focused his parents were. This Tiger, not the case. His dad's a music producer. His mom was like a dancer, singer, like also artist. They were like, yeah, we want him to play as many sports as he wants.
So he was either going to be a boxer or a golfer.
A boxer, a golfer, or
musician.
He can play the piano. So he just was born for the arts. And what's more artistic than links golf? You know, Sean?
That's what I've been saying for a month.
The winner of this golf tournament is going to be Rory McIlroy. Kidding. It's going to be Minwoo Lee at 20 under par, and he's going to win by 1 stroke because the entire field is going to freaking blow through this golf course. I feel pretty confident saying that. It's too soft right now. There's just not enough bounciness, not enough roll. I think we'll get there as the week goes on, but it's just not wet enough. Minwoo's going to hit about 45 2-irons this week. I'm going to swoon. Going to watch those trages all day long. He's going to walk out of here with his first major. Book it.
Xander 16 under by 4. Second place, Victor. Again, sorry Vic. Had a good season, but not good enough.
Mortal walk. Matthew Wallace, deep sleeper. Just won final qualifying at West Lancs last week. Local boy, going off about 300 to 1, so should be able to make some cheddar on that one.
Oh, Terrell Hatton's going to win. I think I said Jon Rahm on the walk here. I'm going to flip that. Still my favorites, but I'm going to go with Hatton. He's going to win at 14 under. First major championship for him, and put some money on it.
I mean, it's getting cliche at this point, but there's like one tee time that matters more than all the others. It's Rory McIlroy. It's like this tournament begins and ends with him, and once he decides that he's not going to win it, then we'll start talking about other people. But until then, what is it, 2:29 p.m.?
2:59.
2:59, good. A little bit more opportunity to get some good lunch, but it's all Rory.
I'm looking for the most surprising story of the day. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be someone shooting a really low number or a really high number. But I'm looking for something that surprises me. It could be Matthew Jordan, who's Royal Liverpool native.
Matthew Jordan, local son, Hoylake. It's super cool because there is so much attention on him. We were talking to someone from Hoylake yesterday, and they were kind of bummed that he was teeing off first because they said, you know, this way we can't the lads can't get the usual number of pints in before his opening tee shot. You mentioned visualizing walking to the first tee today. Now that you've played a good round, what are you going to be visualizing tonight for tomorrow?
Something similar. However, I don't think I'll have to do it as much now. Now I'm in the tournament and I know what to expect. I think it'll come a bit more natural to me. So again, it will just be doing the same stuff in terms of making sure that I hit the shots that I want to, that I know I should be doing anyway. And I think it'll be more like that, really more performance instead of an emotion side of it.
And given the reaction was this loud Thursday morning, what do you think it'll be like in terms of rowdiness tomorrow afternoon?
Well, people probably had a few more drinks. I think that's one thing that they couldn't do was start drinking at 6:30. Well, maybe my dad was if he was nervous. So yeah, I think it'll probably be very similar. And as I say, as I start to go in more, start to come down the stretch, I think it will get a bit louder and louder.
To be joined by Tommy Fleetwood in the interview room. Tommy currently co-leads the championship on 5 under par 66. Tommy, a good start to the championship today. How would you sum up your first round performance?
Yeah, can't ask for much more. I started off a little bit. I didn't really get it off the tee that well on the first few holes, but once I got going, played the par 5 fifth really well. The one bogey I made, actually a great golf shot on, half club too much, and for the rest of the round just played really well, and nice to get on a run on the back 9 really. But yeah, to be in the clubhouse now, to have played so well, it's a lovely feeling. I can rest up, start getting ready for tomorrow. But yeah, as first days go, this was a pretty good one.
I was curious from Bobby Mack's perspective, the Scottish boy who almost won the Scottish Open. Like, is it at all weirdly distracting when you are the local favorite, like Tommy Fleetwood clearly is? And he said it's almost always positive, except if you let yourself feel like you're doing it for them, because you're doing it for you. But he said he let himself feel like he was doing it for them at St. Andrews last year, and he failed down the stretch to make the cut because it got to him. So Tommy's gonna have to battle that like the entire weekend now.
Is it surprising at all for you to look at the leaderboard and see your name sitting on top of it?
I mean, as an amateur, yes it is, but in my own head, no it's not. I think I'm very hard on myself, and I think I earned my spot to be here, and I think the way I played today, I earned to be on top of the leaderboard as of now. It's not a cocky thing to say. I just personally think I believe in myself, and I guess stepping onto the first tee box, you should, if you're a professional or a competitor, you should be believing that you should be the best standing there. So yeah, I'm very proud of it. I'm a little bit surprised, obviously, naturally, but I'm also, I played good golf today.
I think the key here is they just got to hire some taller cameramen. My gosh, short kings out here getting absolutely killed. The crazy thing is they're actually they're at eye height with him right now. They're only a little bit taller.
I don't know anything about the merger, do you? No. I mean, exactly. I mean, none of us know anything. I saw the hearing, and I saw the CNBC first. Yeah, that's all I've seen.
Yeah.
The guys are very tight-lipped because they're still trying to figure things out, and I think that's the biggest thing. Once everything is, kind of set, then we'll start knowing more information about it. But they're being pretty quiet about it to the players, as they should be, and until everything gets all figured out, and then from there, then we'll all figure out what's going on.
Was it strange to see members of the golf world in a Senate hearing?
Yeah, very.
He's clearly got takes, but he didn't come out on the live party line or anything like that either. He was just sort of like,
no,
someone tell me more so I can know whether to be happy or upset about this.
Yeah, he seemed like he didn't know. I mean, it was interesting. I asked him a couple of questions about the hearing stuff, and I thought the best answer he gave was like, we got to hear from like Jay and Yasser, and
well, I feel like that's probably like one of the most newsworthy things that would come out of a Thursday at a major, outside of just like today's play.
It's 7 p.m. Open Thursday, and this place is just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like, that's one of my favorite things about every Open is the spectrum of colors. Like, if you just step out here, this is the third tee. You've got just the perfect green, blends into yellow and brown, and all the worn out spots. The sun is kissing everything right now. We've got just enough white in the clouds. We've got the Auburn clubhouse on the other side of it has green ivy. We've got the navy blue everywhere, the yellow scoreboards. Like, every perfect color of golf championships takes place on a sunny evening at an Open. And honestly, as someone who's spent a couple months in this part of the world last few years, it's oddly emotional because you can't get this everywhere. Insert crowd noise.
Finished up the story I was writing this afternoon, and I kind of had some time to wander around the golf course. And I thought, what better place to come hang out than on the 18th, right as close to the scoreboard as I can get. That was a very important part of this whole endeavor. And yeah, just taking
These gotta
the
be
scene.
the best scoreboards, certainly best scoreboards in golf, but maybe the best scoreboards in sport. Like, there's not that
They're
many sports
unbelievable.
that have defined scoreboards that you look to. This is very close with master scoreboards.
Yeah.
But I'll take the navy and gold over the green and white.
I'll say too, the energy of this little grandstand here. I mean, it's a massive grandstand, but I mean, the energy in here is just unbelievable. Doesn't matter if it's someone hold out just a few minutes ago.
Ooh.
Lawrence is the last name.
Thurston Lawrence?
Thurston, that's right. I couldn't remember the first name.
No wonder you are off the clock. He's gonna go down.
No.
This is like bumper pool.
This is not good to watch.
He's bumping across the alley. He's walking up
Oh,
the
no.
He's walking up the fairway. I mean, it's not a good thing, but yeah. Late in the day here. Mom and Dad are gone. No rules.
Jesus Christ.
John, I hate to ask the same question about cameras that you just answered in Spanish, but could you explain kind of the frustration with that in English?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to walk, and there's way too many people on my way, and I can't throw whatever it takes because they're on the way. There is. And then I'm walking off 18, and I'm trying to deal with my lucky mom on 18, and there's somebody that's with my eyes keeping up with the other space, and I can't go my place. Kind of disregard that. That's all.
Well done. Well done, Harry. Thank you, Harry.
Your grit and determination, you must be pretty satisfied walking off that 18th green.
Yeah, as I said, 2 over 312 to walk off an even par. I think knowing that I had a couple of tough holes coming up, but obviously the 2 par 5s as well. I think walking to the 13th tee, I probably would have taken even par to finish the day, and that's exactly where I ended up. So yeah, there was, I needed to stay patient out there. It wasn't the easiest of days, but I'm still right in there. I'm should go out there in the morning, shoot something in the 60s, and I'll hopefully be right.
Hello, Rory.
Hi guys.
Tiring
Have a
day
lovely
out there?
evening.
Nice up and down on 18 there.
Thank you.
Up and up and down.
Up and up and down.
Have a good night.
Rough finish of the day for Jon Rahm because he's now getting memed on Twitter.com.
Man.
That is the scariest look I've ever seen in a human being's eyes. Like,
oh, guys,
I don't ever drink. You had the gumption to ask him a question.
He struggles to quell the anger in a visual sense. He really sometimes tries to hold it in, but I will give Jon Rahm kudos for this. He is not afraid to cuss in front of us, the media. He's not afraid for people to hear his like most angry thoughts.
Yeah.
And we need more of that out here because these guys hold a lot of crap in. He will get it out. He's not afraid to do it with a microphone in front of him.
Sneaky great day for Emiliano Grigio. Snuck in there at 5 under to join the local man, Tommy Fleetwood, and the surprise amateur, Christos. And yeah, I mean, that's the top. The bottom is, unfortunately, Justin Thomas shockingly only beat one pro, and I think only by one shot because he made 9 and the gentleman below him, whose name I'm blanking on, made 10. Shoot 82 versus, I believe, 83. The bunkers were definitely the thing that made people look the dumbest today, which is really the beauty of it.
I'm looking back at this bunker next to us now.
This is where guys have been practicing really weird bunker shots all week. We saw Rory yesterday practicing really weird bunker shots, and he pulled one off on 18 to salvage his day. More tomorrow. They're digging out the sides of those things, and it makes a massive difference because, you know, then
suddenly you're
up
standing against the
edge.
face.
Yeah, you're doing something really silly. So better them than us, and we get to go have a pint, unlike them. Also,
Or several.
Or 2. You want to know something?
Yeah.
Scary?
We have bad
news to report.
So I don't commit my whole body and soul to
Did you try to
this,
sneak
this
in again?
content game.
James jumped
I
the
just
fence.
absolutely fell face first onto the asphalt before.
Golf.com rules. But just another fan. That's
classic. Yeah.
A lot of them. A lot of them here. James just stepped on a piece of paper on the way over and just took a tumble.
I don't even know how it happened. It's crazy. I blacked out and then I was on the floor. Josh was pulling me
We
up.
lost him. I feel like it was not great either. That
I'd
there was
just
a
like to
van.
say-
Like it was right where there was a driveway, and it was right in front of a van. The driver had a little. He felt bad for you.
The weather doesn't matter for Lynx golf fans. They will watch golf anywhere, anytime. The real test will be tomorrow when it dumps water on top of their faces all day long. But today's going to be a little bit of everything. A little wind, a little sun, a little rain. It's kind of a proper Lynx day.
The edge thing we've been talking about all week, or the bunkers, where the balls just sit at the edges of the pop bunkers, and then everyone gets really frustrated and looks silly. They didn't like that, so I guess they're fixing it, but it seems like that would take a lot of work. Maybe it's select bunkers, like in front of the 18th green, because that one, I mean, Rory looked silly.
so many
in there.
guys.
Rahm looked silly. JT. How do we feel about that after just one day, though? I mean, on 18, JT was already lying 5-5, and then hitting 5, and then he had to go sideways out of one bunker, and then went into the other bunker, and then he had to go sideways out of that bunker, and then he was in a really hard spot. He made 9. So yeah,
just don't go in the bunker.
It's fun to watch.
Don't go in
like sort of a sadistic way. Make the course easier this morning. Brian Harman just birdied 4 holes in a row. He's the solo leader by 3 shots.
10 seconds ago.
They may have lost the golf course. They might have lost it.
No. You said they have lost the golf course.
Well, I was just being facetious to you, and now I'm just being a little bit less facetious to the camera.
feel like
but you know, if someone shoots 58 today. I mean, I'm just gonna have to look in the mirror. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like knee-jerk reaction is just not great for the society because besides the bunkers, the coffee situation over here. I moved the table 8 feet to the side. The garbage is in a different spot. I'm focused on what I've been doing the last few days. It's like muscle memory. I can't find my proper coffee in the morning.
Josh, that is real shit. It's real shit. It was a disaster out there this morning at the coffee bar. I mean, just an absolute disaster.
Not just
and
me.
you know, I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if they've lost the media center at this point. You know, you come in the morning. It's a real shame. This is a true proper media center to host a major championship. But you come in the morning and see things like this, really makes you wonder. You know.
James is also still concussed from his fall this morning. This is the big story of Friday morning at the Open, and apologies to the supers if I get any of this wrong, but to the best of my understanding, those layers of sod in the bunkers are called revets, R-E-V-E-T, and basically what they've said is today they are pushing, they're raking the bunker sand up a little bit on the edges. They're covering up another revet or two to create a little bit more of a slope, sending balls a little bit further away from the edges when they roll back in. They said it's because things got so dry that balls were rolling up against the edge, which I don't fully understand as an explanation, but basically they're making the bunkers a little bit less penal. They still don't seem like great places to be, but I think the idea is, keep the players feeling like the golf course they're playing is fair and not tricked out. Controversial decision, though.
Hey guys.
Morning.
Right.
Have a good day.
Thanks. I think the biggest problem is there was one Matt had on 11 yesterday where he was up against the face, but the face was like the height of the fence. But the problem is some of the bunkers are twice the height of that fence. That's where probably the issue occurs is that you can't always have it flat. I get almost more than anybody else, like pot bunkers are hazards, and I actually enjoy playing courses like this because they're hazards and because you've got to be more strategic and think more off the tee. But yeah, it's difficult because I got two just shockers really, and I don't know if that's an anomaly or I don't know if that's is something that's a regular occurrence, but yeah, you've just got to try and take the hit, but obviously I wasn't best pleased 16, 18 to say the least.
Matthew Jordan's lads had a few more pints today, I think at least, right? It's not too early. So I think the first tee reception should be pretty cool.
This is game number 27. On the tee, from England, Matthew Jordan.
Why do you think the crowds are so behind you?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously, my mates are here, and I think if they sense you doing well, you kind of lift each other a bit. Like they'll cheer a bit louder if a hole I put, and then for the next hole, and I'll hear that, so that'll spur me on more. So I think that's, it comes hand in hand a bit. And I don't know, I think maybe I've had a bit of support early on that more and more people have noticed that and then wanted to support themselves. I don't know how, if I'm liked or not. It's just, I'm just obviously very happy for everyone to keep coming.
We're going to the Flash area right now, and we're going to talk to U.S. Ryder Cup captain Zach Johnson. He actually played pretty well today. He's going to make the cut, and we're going to have some difficult questions for him about Justin Thomas and other Ryder Cup decisions.
Well, as a friend and roommate, I mean, I'm concerned just because he's my buddy.
I know what he's capable of, and that sort of thing.
With the
I do know. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously he's a stalwart in that event, right? I don't know his record off the top of my head, but I know it's pretty good.
As a European, I can assure you it's very good.
It's very good, yeah. And again, those kind of moments like that, he's one of the best there is. So, bottom line is this game's really hard. There's going to be peaks. There's going to be some valleys. Let's hope whatever sort of non-peak he's in, it's short. I know he's got a great team. I love his coaches. I love how he manages. He works. He's a worker. So guys with talent like that work and aren't afraid to put their work in the dirt, if you will, not to be cliche, typically find it. It's just a matter of when, not if. And he's too darn good. So I mean, I might be slightly concerned, like I said, as a friend, but I'm not worried about him because I know what he does and I know what he's capable of. My hope is that JT and all those guys. I mean, you go down the list. I want all those guys in good form. I want them to make my decision really difficult.
Are you concerned about the Ryder Cup and your place in the team? Or?
Concerned? Yeah, obviously. I mean, I want to make the Ryder Cup more than anything. And I'm probably honestly trying too hard to do it. I mean, it reminds me a lot of my first or second year on tour. I mean, I've tried so hard to make that team for the first time, and I'm in a very similar position, and I've been trying to make it easy on Zach and get in the top 6, but I seem to not want to do that with my golf. But have a couple events left to try to get in the playoffs and make a little bit of a run and try to prove a point.
The walk of shame.
I don't think I have to do anything differently. I'm hitting the ball well from tee to green. I've missed a couple of chances on the greens. The wind got me today, and it's hard. So you're sometimes in two minds whether to play the wind or not to play the wind. But that stretch, like 12, 13, 14, there's those greens are quite exposed. And you sort of have to play the wind a little bit. But 9 back. I might be 9 back, but I don't think there's going to be a ton of players between me and the lead going into the weekend. So it depends what the conditions are tomorrow. Obviously depends what Brian does as well. So right now it's not quite out of my hands, but at the same time, I think if I can get to 3, 4, 5 under par tomorrow, going into Sunday, I'll have a really good chance. I hit a 4-iron into the fifth hole today, and it pitched on top of the bunker and came back in, and I thought it was going to be like, I didn't know at that point that they'd made that little gradual rise up into the face. And when I got up there, I was pleasantly surprised that I had a shot. So I wouldn't say there's one person in the field that wouldn't welcome that change.
Just not trying to get too caught up in it, and just it's just golf. I think when I held the 54 hole lead at the U.S. Open, I just probably thought about it too much. Just didn't focus on getting sleep and eating right, and so that'll be my focus this weekend.
Let's go. Oh my God.
Saturday and Sunday is wind and rain, so
it's all I think tomorrow, the next day,
interesting.
Wind, rain, and all wearing the wet gear and the heavy stuff.
We need some wind and rain to make this
that's
more
what,
fun,
that's,
right?
That's what the Open's all about.
Yeah, I agree.
Wind, rain, washout.
Well, maybe not too much rain, but just enough.
Yeah, but just enough that they have to put wet gear on.
Yeah,
so they have to wear a few layers, and then you'll see.
I agree.
Who's going to step up to the plate then? I think
Obviously, right now there's like the world where Brian Harman just continues to do his thing. He's up 6 right now. And then there's a world where he comes back to the field, which I think is kind of what we're expecting. Some leaderboard gravity where, you can't keep that level up forever. A few holes left. I'm going to go watch Tommy play the back 9 and then do some hopefully pretty quick typing.
surprised to see one player so far clear the field for course conditions?
I would say if you ask me one tournament where somebody could be, there's probably 2 tournaments. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody's 5+ clear in 2 rounds. It's the Open and the U.S. Open.
Why is it?
Just because of the carnage that, you just, out here, they've put pins in very difficult locations that if you don't have discipline, you can get in really tough spots within 20 feet of the hole. But if you're the other side 20 feet, you're looking at making birdie. And that's what he's done so well.
Yeah, Brian's had 2 amazing days. I was watching his round this morning, and he was playing great. He really, really has done. So he's a long way in front. Of course, there's a long way to go, but it's still, for myself and everybody else playing, it's just do your thing, play one shot at a time. We don't know what the conditions are going to bring, and you just have to keep playing until it's over and see where you finish.
We'll be saying goodbye to these tomorrow. It's a moving day, but we're not going to need any sunglasses. The rain is coming. It's already arrived, actually. We've got some gray skies above us here, but we're locked and loaded for what's going to be an awesome weekend. Brian Harman going to be clinging on for dear life, and I'm going to be looking for some better rain gear in the process. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Does it mean anything that Sepp Straka wears squares shoes?
It means he is
squared off toe.
He's the most balanced guy in the field right now. That's what it means. I wonder if that makes aim point a little bit easier. Give your kind of just like locked around.
Meters go off in about an hour and a half. That meant we got to play golf this morning in the rain. That's the whole English experience. Makes it great. Moving day is what you also call today, the Open. Jon Rahm's doing that. He's 5 under. He's made 4 straight birdies. He's through 13 holes. Just like that, he's 3 under. T4, 7 behind Brian Harman, who's starting the day at 10 under. He's 5 shots ahead of Fleetwood, and that's gotta scare Brian Harman a little bit, seeing a guy like Jon Rahm make a move, because he knows everyone's coming after him.
So what'd you do this morning while we were out on the course?
Yeah, while you guys were gallivanting, I went up the coast to Southport, where it was downpouring. But I went to basically check on the roots of Tommy Fleetwood. Everyone says he's from here. He's not like from here on this peninsula. He's through Liverpool, up the coast.
Semantics. But...
Yeah, sure. But no, I went to Park Golf Club, which is kind of where his dad used to bring him when he was a wee lad, 6 years old, and found the club president up there, just kind of hanging out.
How were vibes there? Were they tense? Oh.
There were 3 people watching the Open over coffee. It was, I don't know, the beginning of a pretty big Saturday in Tommy Fleetwood world. He's 5 back, but if he gets to 3 back today, if he gets to 1 back, if he somehow gets in the lead,
it's
gonna get weird.
18.
It's gonna get raucous. It's gonna be like Lowry at Portrush.
That's exciting. That's an exciting thought.
Harman just laid down a putting training aid. He's hitting a tee shot in 9 minutes, like over that way. Never in a rush.
Hello.
I think I'm a lot more patient than most people believe I am, to be honest. It's just I show my frustration a lot more than other people. That's about it. But I'm extremely positive on the golf course.
You didn't do anything differently?
No, what does anything to do? What should I do? I mean, what else do I need to do? I mean, I can't carry momentum if I'm making bogeys, right? So there's nothing different between the player that was there yesterday and today. I feel like I've done a lot of good work the past few weeks, and I've done a lot of good work this week as well. Again, I've done what I needed, which is give myself an opportunity. And yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go eat, see my physio, and then enjoy some family time before we go to bed. I mean, nothing special.
Just to give context to your 63, Sevi never shot 63 in Open. I think he might be the first Spanish golfer to shoot 63 in Open. It's a huge historical moment when you put it into that context.
I'd rather win 3 times than never shoot 63. I hope that answers your question.
All right, I had big plans of kind of this observational piece, almost like, journal of watching Max Homa and Rory, two of the guys in contention with the most interesting storylines, but they kind of both fizzled. They're now at 2 and 3 under. They're not really, I don't think it quite works. Anyway, Rory for the first 7 holes hit it better than just about anyone I can imagine playing this golf course, in complete control, and then completely fizzled the rest of the way. Just couldn't make a putt, didn't hit it bad. Max actually battled to a pretty good round of 1 under, but then Rory just went straight to the putting green after the round, declined media. Can't blame him. I don't know what he's going to say that he hasn't already said about playing okay and missing putts at a major championship. So. He went straight to the putting green. Was not interested in doing media. I mean, can't blame him. I feel like he's been sad at major championships for in a lot of different rounds. But all right, here's what I think's happening. Slower greens today, and he was kind of struggling to get putts to the hole, and then when he tries a little extra to get them there's a little extra hit, and then he pulls it, and I don't know. That's my best guess as to what he was working on the greens there, because Harry was behind him. They were working on start lines, and when he had better flow, it looked fine. It would come off right, but it's just when there's that little extra hit. Rory, do not take any putting. Not Rory. No one think that I know anything about putting that Rory doesn't.
Yeah, actually, Rory, let me walk you through what you're doing wrong here on the greens.
Oh my gosh.
James Colgan, proud owner of about 9 3-putts today.
You made you had 2 3-putt pars today. Good ball striking.
Yeah, but Rory doesn't really need help with the ball striking, so no, fortunately.
He doesn't need help with much, honestly, just getting over the line.
Yeah, it would be great to get off to a hot start. It really, really would. Just something to get the round going and build on that. I actually thought I was going to do that today. Played the first great, flushed it down the hole and hit a great putt that burnt the edge, and then the second played great. So I felt like I was really doing, it was the start of a round, and then it just obviously filtered, nothing really happened, and the putter got pretty cold. So again, start well tomorrow and hopefully build on that instead of what was sort of dried out today, and yeah. So.
Brian, would you consider yourself underrated?
I don't care. I enjoy what I do. I like the grind. I've always appreciated the hard work that golf takes, and for me, that's satisfying enough. I don't need anyone to think one way or the other about me.
What's your favorite part of the hard work?
Someone once told me one time, you should do things that make you lose track of time, and for me, a lot of times when I'm practicing hitting balls or putting when I'm at home, I lose track of time. So that's how I know that I really enjoy it. And so for me, it's an enjoyable profession that I have.
There's more to Brian Harman than we know, and I think he likes it that way. And the problem is, we don't know enough about Brian Harman to know that we want to know more. So I guess that's our job.
Yeah, it's true.
I think that's what I'm writing right now, actually. 5 reasons you should root for Brian Harman or something to that effect. What do you have the rest of the night? Are you done?
I'm filing a story about just this. Who can track Brian Harman? And then it's off to dinner. Where are we going to eat? Wherever's open.
Yeah. Every minute that passes. Maybe we can go to Silk Road. That's where Brian ate yesterday.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe they'll take a selfie with us there and they'll recognize us.
Let's do it.
Where's the course begin? Right. Over here.
Definitely looks a little wet. But
What do they say? Where's the first tee and what's the course record?
Find out. Major championship season, when it starts, it feels like it goes forever. Now, just another few hours. What do you think, boys?
I feel bad for Scotty Scheffler. I feel like he deserves one major this year and he's not going to get one.
He's playing with Brooks Koepka today, and it's weird to see 2 guys like that playing basically an irrelevant round of golf on Sunday morning, kind of knowing how important what happens later in the day is.
You know, the best part about our job is just getting to go around all these different places and see all these cool things. So there's part of me that's just sad that like this part of the season is over, honestly.
Oh baby. Eat your heart out, McDonald's.
Oh my God, you almost went through that thing.
Think we're good.
Still, I'm not ruling it out.
Let's not bounce. Let's not bounce.
Big Sean indeed, eh?
Daddy likes his bacon baps.
I think the thing with majors is like when we talk about players, we think about their careers, we think about their legacies. We kind of dish out, oh, here's how many majors we think so and so should have. Oh yeah, he'll win more. He'll definitely win more.
Yeah.
And then you kind of realize, like, well, maybe Brian Harman's gonna win this one. That means Rory doesn't get one. That means Brooks doesn't get another one. That means Rahm doesn't add to his total. It means Scotty Scheffler has an empty year. It means Justin Thomas is going another year without a major. Like, it's just there aren't that many of these things, and at the end of the year, that really hits home.
The dumbest thing I think I ever said in print was on the evening of Jordan Spieth's win at Royal Brookdale, 2017 Open.
How many majors you give him?
I gave him 12.
Oh my God.
12 majors. I was like, he'll probably win one every, he'll probably win 2 every 3 years.
And that's pretty crazy because you've said a lot of dumb things in print. A lot of really dumb things.
Jon Rahm was 4 strokes down on the second Sunday in April when he woke up at the Masters, ended up beating Brooks by 4. I think there's something to that, Josh. When you feel like he's out in front of you, he's a hard guy to kind of outpace. But I don't know. Cam Young seems to be doing it. Finished second solo last year at St. Andrews.
And hard, charged hard.
My only thing is that, to James's point, yeah, these guys need to go get it. They need to go be aggressive. Sometimes these golf courses don't accept that, right? You can be aggressive the entire time and it works for 8 holes.
Totally.
And then suddenly you find one of these bunkers on the 9th hole You make a double bogey, you've lost all your momentum. Brian Harman is just laughing as he's plotting low ball flight, running through the fairway.
And it's like, well, why do you force it? Why do you get so aggressive?
Because he had to. Yeah, we are sizing up what will actually need to happen. I think this needs to stay this way. Harman would have to get a little loose, get on the bogey train, and then someone still has to play a perfect round of golf. And I just don't know. I mean, Rahm played a perfect round yesterday, kind of as he said, 63. A perfect round in these conditions might be like 66, 67. Scotty shot 4 under, but he didn't have this the whole time.
Yeah, the rain's supposed to continue too. Kind of hard to know if it'll be this bad the whole time.
I'm jealous of that guy.
Yeah.
What's funny is I think as like golf writers, golf fans, we want to see these guys get tested by the conditions. Give us some tough golf, and then it gets to this and they're like, oh, I want to be inside. I don't like this at all. I think it's going to be Rombo. Just go and post. You know, you're only one group ahead, but you're making the birdies where maybe at 2 it's kind of a birdie hole, 5 is kind of a birdie hole. You put the number on the leaderboard, and then Harman has to react to it. Anyone, it's going to probably be Rob. And you think, of course, Sean, he's one of the best players in the world, but he's the one who played really well yesterday. So, like, what have you done for me lately? Harman kind of held on. Rahm went deep. I think the round that it's going to take is 67.
Thank you.
That'll do it.
Over the last 2 years, would I have loved to have picked one of those off that I finished up there? Absolutely, but every time I tee it up, or most times I tee it up, I'm right there. So I can't sit here and be too frustrated. My game's in a you think about my performances in the majors between like 2016 and 2019. It's a lot better than that. So I'm optimistic about the future, and just got to keep plugging away.
Some love of the game stuff. Well, love actually might be too simple a word, but yeah, your Open's over. It's raining sideways, and everyone's teed off. You just head to the chipping green for some work. That is, dedication, but also, I guess that's just the difference between him and us.
What a feeling, even to have this as a par putt. But he's got a 6-shot lead for his first major championship is pretty awesome. So I mean that just caps off what he's accomplished here this week. So for him to kind of go through what he did at the start of the year and then kind of kick it off over the last month and a bit, he's got to be ecstatic right now.
I've always had self-belief that I could do something like this. It was just, when it takes so much time, it's hard not to let your mind falter. Like, maybe I'm not winning again. I'm 36 years old. Game's getting younger. All these young guys coming out, hit it a mile, and they're all ready to win. Like, when is it going to be my turn again? And it's been hard to deal with. I think someone mentioned that I've had more top 10s more top 10s than anyone since 2017. So that's a lot of times like where you get done and you're like, damn it, man. Like I had that one. It just didn't happen for whatever reason. So yeah, to come out and put a performance like that together, like start to finish, you know, just had a lot of control. I don't know why this week, but I'm very thankful that it was this week.
What do we think, gents?
I just want to quote Jon Rahm at the moment. He said, he shot 13 under. There was nothing that we could do. There was nothing that we could do. What T2, just looking at the leaderboard, the big gold leaderboard right now.
Yeah.
T2 to Sepp Straka, best finish of his life. Guy's a happy boy right now.
Yeah.
Gonna get a bunch of Ryder Cup points. Probably gonna be on that Ryder Cup team. T2 for Jon Rahm, like you said. At this point,
yeah,
it's great, but ultimately disappointing because he didn't win. He plays all of his tournaments to absolutely win. And then like in the middle of them was Jason Day. His ascent back into form this year has been great, but at this point you can only think about having that one career major.
Which is crazy. Jason Day has not finished in the top 30 of a major since 2020.
Yeah.
He's missed 5 of his last 9 cuts at majors. Here he was finishing T2 and he was watching Harman finish out on 18, like as he was standing in the media area. He was like standing at the microphone and he just kind of was distracted and he said, man, what a feeling.
And for the score of 271, the winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Brian Harman.